All right. Welcome. Today, we are going to talk about a few things today. A few things that are quite, I guess, maybe alarming, possibly, exciting, crazy, whatever you want to call it. Let's get this thing rolling. All right, so here we are today sitting around. It's cold out. It's windy, real windy. It's kind of miserable weather. It's not raining right here, right at the moment. It has been. It's raining all around us, south of us or north of us. It's raining. I'm still drinking coffee and just taking care of some stuff in the studio. And I decided to do a little rundown here. A friend of mine, guy that I work with, sent these photos that he took yesterday to our work group chat. So that's where I got these photos from. I did not see it. He did. He sent them in. So sometimes, if you do any amount of writing at all, that sometimes you get caught in bad weather and there's just not a lot you can do about it. Now, technology today has gotten good enough that we can plan a little bit better. You can pretty much see where the storms are when they're coming in, and the doggone stuff is pretty close to being, right on. They miss it sometimes, they do, but not like it used to be. Used to be, the weatherman would tell you it was going to rain or snow, and my hell, you'd have the best weather you ever had. It's not that way anymore. These apps and stuff, the forecasting, the technology's gotten so much better. So you can kind of plan. This guy that I'm about to show you, man, he's got brass cojones, let me tell you. And he's stuck out in the middle of nowhere. This is out by Beaver, Utah. So out on I-15 between Provo and St. George, out in the middle of flatland, and the roads get bad out there. So let's pull this up and we'll talk about it just a little bit. So there's what we're looking at. This is the first photo. You can see he's loaded. He's headed somewhere. It's either his only mode of transportation or he is doing some big time traveling on this bike. There's a lot of luggage on there, and it looks like he's loaded up pretty good, and he's headed north, I believe. I may be wrong on that. He may be headed south, but at any rate, it's over by Beaver, Utah on I-15. The dude is getting caught in the snowstorm, and it gets better. Let's look at this next one. Let's look at this next slide. The thing about my new program that gets me is I have to go out and in, and it's a little different what I'm used to. Just a matter of getting used to. But look at this poor guy, man. He is out. He is in some weather. Not a good situation to be in at any rate. The roads are getting bad. You can see the roads are starting to get snow covered. They're probably getting a little slippery. You only got two wheels under. You only got a few inches of rubber on the road at best. And this poor guy is stuck. He is there. He's got to try to get somewhere, right? Next slide. Boom. So there he is. The roads are snow covered now. It's just pretty close to a white out blizzard. And this guy is he's there. He's in it. And he's got to get somewhere, right? So as far as we can tell, he's on his two wheels. Hopefully, I hope that he made it to some place where he could get off the road and get off of those roads and get himself in a motel or something. Not an ideal situation to be riding in, but like I said, if you've been riding any time at all, you know that things happen and you get caught sometimes. That's exactly what happened to this guy. I'm sure he didn't set out that day and say, hey, I'm going to go ride in a snowstorm. I'm going to go ride in a whiteout blizzard. I'm reasonably sure that that is not the case and that did not happen. But there he is. And certainly he is motoring down the highway. How do you prepare for something like that? How do you guys prepare? Well, the first thing I'm going to talk about today is when you're riding and you're riding multiple states and, well, at any time of the year, if you are going several hundred miles away from your home base, there's things that you need to do that's different than if you're just going to ride around your home base. If you're going to take a few 100-mile trip out and back somewhere or whatever, if you're doing long distance traveling, you need to plan a little differently. You need to pack different clothing. You need to bring clothing for all types of weather. As you travel from state to state, and especially if you're headed north out of here, it's nice here. You might wear a coat and some chaps here and be fine and get up the road and be like this guy in all this whiteout blizzard snow and stuff. And you better have some clothes. You're going to need them. You're going to need cover for your face, good gloves for your hands. Today they have a lot of heated gear. I've never had that. A lot of people do run it. I guess it works really well. At the very least, you're going to want some Thinsulate, nice snowmobile type gloves. I always wore snowmobile gloves in the past. Coming from Wyoming, we rode in a lot of cold weather, and snowmobile gloves were the things that I found that kept my hands the warmest. So some type of warm glove, because you've got to keep your hands warm. You've got to be able to control your bike. So that's important. Some covering for your head and your face. If you are a helmet wearer, full face helmets work great when you get caught in the weather. I wear mine all the time. In the heat down here, it gets horribly hot, but I wear it anyway. I'm not telling you one way or the other. I believe in choice when it comes to helmets. I choose to wear one. This kind of weather, full face, you close the lid, wrap up your neck real good with some kind of gaiter or scarf or something, and you stay pretty warm. It keeps the weather off of you and stuff. It stays pretty good. Years past, before my helmet days, I would wear a neoprene mask and a beanie. Put a beanie on and a neoprene mask. And even when I wore half helmets, I'd still put a beanie under it, put a half helmet on, wear a neoprene mask. You need something to cover your face, and good goggles or glasses or face shield or something to cover your eyes and keep the cold wind out of your eyes. So there's a lot of different things. If you're traveling multi-states, that you can plan for to do to help mitigate getting caught with your pants down, if you will, because it's going to happen. Especially if you're doing multiple states, you're going to run into some weather. The other part is your phone. Everybody has smartphones nowadays. Load up the weather apps, whatever you use. I will use the Weather Channel, and I use the one that comes with your iPhone, whatever it is, just the AccuWeather or whatever. I use two. I use both of those, and I'll compare them with each other. WeatherBug, I know a lot of people use that, and it's been pretty good. Like I said, I tend to like the Weather Channel, and I've found it to be pretty doggone accurate. And then I use a program called My Radar, I believe. Let me look here. My Radar. It's called My Radar, and it gives you right to the minute radar. You can see the storm. You can see it coming, going, where it's going, which direction it's moving. So I use those things especially when I'm out away from home a ways. That happens to us. We get out and you decide to take a ride, and maybe you have 3 or 4 days, and you might, at least in my case, I might cover 4 or 5 states. You give me enough time, and you just take off and go, and that's what happens. So you could run into this kind of stuff. But I use my apps, and I watch them pretty close. Like I said, they're pretty accurate. So, it gives you a pretty good indicator. Not sure what happened to this guy, why he got caught in this, whether he didn't have or look or pre-planning. I don't want to rag on him. He's out riding on 2 wheels, and he is a tough son of a gun. It's just he's kind of in a bad situation. You know that you don't want to go down, for sure. And his visibility, those little lights, you can see in the picture, you can see them, but look how hard it is to see them. So a little more snow, a little more wind, you're not even going to see that guy out there. So, that bothers me, just the visibility part, the slick part, the cold and stuff, you can dress for that. So anyway, just feel my thoughts on motorcyclism. We didn't really do a motorcyclism this week, but I got on yesterday for a minute, and I wanted to, when I saw these pictures, when I woke up this morning, I didn't see them till this morning. And I just like, holy cow. It reminded me of a few years ago. It was probably a little earlier in the year than this. I'm trying to think when it was. It was pretty cold. It might have been October. But at any rate, I got a wild hair and decided to contact some of my friends in Wyoming and see if they wanted to meet in Park City, Utah for lunch one day at the brewery. And I was in St. George, Utah. So we set that all up and decided when and everything. Well, I got on my bike and I took off and I headed north. The further I got, the colder it got, for sure. Well, there was a storm coming in, but I was kind of ahead of it. We met, long story short, we had lunch, and I headed back, and the storm started rolling in, and I was just leaving through Provo area, and it was getting dark, and you could see up ahead that the clouds were dark and whatnot. And I got around Beaver Fillmore on I-15 in Utah, the Beaver Fillmore Beaver area. It is horrible. The weather there is it's like a whole new country there, all of its own. And I hit that spot, and it was doing something similar to this. The visibility wasn't this bad, but a storm had blown through. The wind was blowing sideways, and it was a section probably about, it was a few miles long, and the roads had started icing up. They were kind of looking like these are, not quite that covered, but I was tooling along and I hit that, and it put a little pucker in me for sure. And it damn sure made me cold. I didn't have anything on the bottom as far as chaps or anything go. I had to stop, and I made it to Parowan and got stopped, and I was froze. But there I was right there and in it. And well, what are you going to do? Pull over and wait it out? Hell no. You got to get out of there before it gets too bad where you can't go. So you just keep on going. I'm sure that's what this guy's doing. He's just keeping on, trying to get wherever he's going, or get where he can get off the road for sure and have some shelter, right? So, but anyway, so it does happen. Just be prepared for the weather, inclement weather, whatever it is, especially if you ride year round like we do. It's okay right around here, but you leave out of here and you're kind of playing roulette because you never know. Kind of the rule of thumb around here is, wintertime we ride south, summertime we ride north. Summertime you ride north to get out of the heat and get up there where it's cooler. And then wintertime you do the opposite. You go to where it is warmer and the roads are better and stuff. So that's kind of the rule around here. But anyway, just food for thought. Little tech video today. Little awareness, because it could happen to any of us. And then, like I said, there you are. In other news, it's Black Friday. It's pretty dark and dreary around here. That's as Black Friday as I'm going to get. I'm drinking coffee, have been all day. It's cool enough where that's what I want to have is coffee. No Black Friday shenanigans for this kid. I tell you, one time I decided, well, I've been a couple. I've been 2 or 3 times, maybe in a short version for maybe one item, and it's not worth it. You save $40 or something on a TV. In my opinion, pay the $40 because, oh man, it is not worth. It's not worth the crowds and traffic and the fighting for pieces. And oh man, you want to see the worst of somebody, go to Black Friday. I mean, it brings out the worst. That right there, that's enough to tell me I don't want to be there. See those crowds? You trying to walk through there, trying to push a cart through there? No bueno. It ain't happening. Good luck. Random picture I pulled off the internet. I typed in Black Friday crowds, and that came up. And that exactly what it looked like the time I went, and that's exactly why I don't do it. One time was enough. Well, I've done it a couple. Did it once to see what it was like in Salt Lake City, and it was horrible. I swore I'd never do it again. My first year down here in southern Utah, I did it with my sister and her husband to get our mom and dad wanted the TV that was on. Well, we get there and there's 6 of them. We got there like 2.5 hours early. So, we were one of the first 6. We were like number 3 for these TVs. Well, I'll tell you, the closer it got time for go time, the longer the line got, the bigger the crowd got, and people started pushing in. And when they rang the bell, people tried to come over the top of us for a TV. I can't remember what it was. It was like a 37-inch or 42-inch Samsung or something like that. Really good price, couple $100 or whatever. Really good price for that. But you got it's crazy. I had to kind of stand my ground, get my TV, that I'd been waiting 2.5 hours for, along with the other. There was three women, and I can't remember who else, but and these people they'll rip it out of your hands. Who the hell wants to go do that? I'd rather be riding in the snow and ice like that fella in the previous slides were. I'd rather go for a ride in that shitty weather than deal with these crowds. So here we are. We're on here, still doing stuff, still working on some videos and whatnot. Getting some work done, making use of my downtime here at the house. It's too cold to go do anything, go anywhere, or do anything other than stay in the house and be productive there. I don't sit around and watch TV. It does nothing for me. I can't sit still to watch TV. I can sit here and do this kind of stuff and play or work videos and make videos and whatnot all day long, but I don't sit and watch TV very good. If it's a really good movie, I can sit through one maybe, but that's about it. So I'm trying to use my time wisely and get some stuff done around here and get caught up on my videos. And like I said, I've been making some for my Texas friends. I've got a lot of footage. They sent me all their footage from their week and a half, 2-week long trip. I can't remember how long it was. It was a pretty good trip from Texas to here. And we did a lot of riding and stuff here, and then they did a lot in between. And I'm still waiting on the video from Devil's Highway. I can't wait to get that one. I want to see that. It should be coming today. We're uploading it, and I can get this video cut and put out for those guys, those gentlemen, Eddie and Doc. We had a good time. Miss them. In other news, we made the video and the ride for Donovan. Please keep Donovan and his family in your prayers. He struggles daily with his, what do you call it? Physical therapy stuff. It's a struggle. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Donovan, keep on keeping on. Keep fighting, keep working, work hard. It's not easy, but it'll be worth it. Till next time, have a good day. Enjoy your weekend. If you're doing Black Friday, good luck to you. I hope you survive. I'm going to survive right here in my house. I ain't doing none of that stuff. Have a good day. Enjoy your weekend. Peace. All right. Takes me a minute to get this thing worked out because it's not as easy as my last one. We're out.